VTR 4887, Crossroads, episode 4065, part 1, edited master with Sander.
This is a restaurant, sir. If you wish for total flexibility, may I advise a local fish and chip shop? In fact, sir, may I suggest you do just that? There is a bus stop outside. Very good service every half hour, I believe.
I'll send my boys round to sort you out.
You do that. I've never heard anything like that in my life.
On the right, Nobby. Thank you. Brakes. Thanks. Left. And right. Thank you, Nobby.
I reckon he's going for the Guinness Book of Records.
Or training for the Olympics.
Haven't anyone told him it's another day tomorrow? You'll probably finish when the elastic runs down.
Okay, so what is it? You two think I'm deaf or what?
Last thing...
You're like a couple of old women over a garden wall. What's it all about?
Look, we are allowed to talk, Harry.
There's no law against having a little natter, you know, Harry.
No, there's no law against a lot of things. I'd still like to know what you're on about. I mean, if it's just a little chat, a little chin wag, why don't you pop into the bar and sort the world out over a pint?
It's just that we think you're overdoing things a bit, that's all.
My decision.
The way you're going on, mate, you're going to have a breakdown.
Me? A breakdown?
Lots of fellas have breakdown, Harry. It happens.
Not to me.
Harry, there's no need. We can cope.
I shall decide what need there is and what need there is not, and I shall be very grateful if you'll take your interference, well-intentioned though it might be, elsewhere. Just leave me in peace to get on with my work.
Okay, okay. As long as you know what you're doing.
Well, don't I hope it?
Well, I'll make sure they get special attention.
No special attention. I hope you make sure your girls give special attention every day.
Of course, we all know what I mean.
Now then.
Excuse me.
Mrs. Maguire.
Could I have my bill, please?
Yes, of course. Are you leaving tonight?
Must be on my way.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed... I hope at least you've been comfortable.
Of course. Thank you.
Well, I'll make your bill up. Excuse me, Kath. I'll see you in a minute.
Mrs. Brown.
Yes.
I just wanted to say goodbye.
I do hope everything works out well for you.
Time's a great healer, they say.
Well, I have reason to know that that is true.
It just seems impossible. I'm not going to see you again.
I know. Look, there's very little I can say, but if I can help in any way, and I'm sure that applies to everybody here.
You're very kind. I wish we'd met under different circumstances.
Well, it's years ahead.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I didn't want to go without saying that you should be proud
Proud?
of Iris. I know a niece isn't the same as a daughter. She's a credit.
Well, that's nice. That really is nice.
My Pete couldn't have had a better friend. Just when he needed one most.
Who's it tonight, then? Rackle Welch?
Bo Derrick's turn tonight, mate.
I knew that to be one or the other, the amount of time you spend in front of that mirror.
Look, I gotta keep him with my fans, haven't I? I can't go along looking unkempt.
Fans?
Yeah, up at the motel, the girls. They love me to call in, pay my respects.
Is that why they can't stop giggling?
Hello, Miss Maguire.
Oh, I'm glad I caught you before you left. I wanted to thank you for being so helpful with Pete.
Ah, it was all right. Didn't do anything.
Everyone's been very kind. Very considerate.
Yeah, don't mention it, love.
Perhaps you'd say thank you to Mrs. Hooper, would you?
Sure. She'd be sorry she missed you.
Is Harry back?
Yeah, it was about half an hour ago, yeah.
Yeah, working fit to bust.
Yeah. He's got a bit of a rush job on.
Always was a stickler for keeping at it.
Oh, Lord, there's no need for you to...
Anyway, can we hang on and maybe give you a lift to the station or something?
Oh, that's kind of you. Really kind of you. But I've ordered a taxi. Be here any minute now.
Yeah, very well.
Yeah, we'll be off then.
Anyway, bye, Mr. McGuire.
Bye.
Bye.
All the best.
Nice lads?
Oh, those two, I've known worse. I see you've packed.
No point in just hanging around.
No, none at all.
Well, I'll be on my way then.
Yes.
Taxi will be here any minute now.
Sheila,
Don't worry. There's nothing to worry about.
No.
I'll let you know the details, the arrangements. As soon as I know where we're going to meet. I think it might be a good idea if we met at my place.
Oh, yes.
I'll see you then. Life goes on, Harry. For all of us.
Mr. Chance was waylaid this evening by an irate customer with a complaint.
Blew cheap cigar smoke into his face at the same time, did he?
Then you do know why we want to talk to you.
What I know is that I had to deal with an extremely ignorant non-entity earlier on.
He was a customer.
Do you know what he was demanding?
It's not important what he was demanding.
He was demanding that I open the restaurant before time so that he and his floozy could get away early.
There is never an excuse for a member of staff to treat a customer with disrespect. Never. And it's not the first time. You've had more than one report of your short temper recently.
Listening to tittle-tattle now, are you?
Protecting the motel's reputation, Paul.
What I'm saying is that you must never allow yourself to behave in that way towards a customer again, no matter what the circumstances.
Is that an official warning?
If you like.
I've taken note of what you've said, and I will act accordingly. Thank you. And thank you, too, Miss Chance.
You've got to hand it to him, you know. He does have a certain style.
Hello, Care. Oh, am I glad to get home. And sparks flying in that motel today. They're very temperamental, you know, those continentals. I mean, I know he's technically British, but where's Glinda?
Not back yet.
Oh, perhaps she's got in the way of the ructions. Where's Katie?
Oh, I just putting her to bed.
Oh, that's nice of her. But then she is a nice girl. I mustn't forget to tell her what Mrs. Maguire said about her. You all right?
Yeah, fantastic.
You've been drinking?
Oh, just the odd one or two. Don't you start nagging.
Oh, no, not me. Is anything the matter?
Not a lot. Except that I've been given the push.
You've been what?
The sack. The heave-ho.
John
has. Oh, no, it's up to him, no doubt about it. Well, there's ways to do things and ways not to do things, and I didn't like his attitude.
You sure you haven't got the wrong end of the stick,
I am
Kevin?
telling you, he has dispensed with my services.
I mean, you know, towards his attitude.
He wouldn't even listen to what I had to say. Oh, I know you're very fond of him and all that, and all the rest of it, but I came as close as I could to sticking one on him. So you can tell your precious John Latchford to steer clear of me from now on.
Look, Kevin, I know it's very upsetting for you. Anybody would be upset. I know I would, but John doesn't always mean what he says, you know. He'll be as different as chalk and cheese in the morning. He'll have slept on it. He'll have thought about it. He'll welcome you back with open arms.
That's not the point. point, Mom, is I want to go. I wouldn't take that job back if you offered it to me on a silver platter with cup final tickets on the side.
You don't mean that.
Mum, I'm a lousy salesman. Even if we were offering gold nuggets with every sale, I'd still come back with an empty order book. It's not my fault. I'm just not cut out for it.
You could do anything you like if you put your mind to it.
Except be a salesman. I kept on telling everybody, you, Glenn, nobody had listened to me. I mean, listen to you like you'd think, oh, given a couple of weeks, he'll be in line for Rep of the Century.
Something will get sorted out, I promise. Look, I can have a word with him.
No, not again. I asked you not to last time. The truth of the matter is, I'm glad it's over. Okay?
Come in. Hello, Paul.
Miranda, where's David? I'd like to have a word with him.
He just popped out. Didn't you see him earlier on?
Yes, I saw him. Ended somewhat acrimoniously, I think.
I see.
Well, no one likes to be hauled over the coals like a naughty little schoolboy standing in front of the schoolmaster's desk. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. You were rather rude to a customer earlier on.
I suppose I was, so I came back to say I'm sorry.
And you're going to say that to David?
No, a little bow and a grudging I apologize. I don't know, I seem to have rather low boiling point these days.
Understandable.
I suppose so. Oh, by the way, Miranda, have you heard any more about this takeover bid?
Well, all I know, and I'm not being cagey,
Mm-hmm.
is that there's going to be a board meeting sometime next week. The decision will be made then.
Do you know what I've been thinking?
What?
I've been thinking that if this takeover bid goes through, it might be a good time for me to move on.
Come in. Just put it on the small table, please.
What, where?
Oh, Kath. I just ordered a small scotch and water, you know, and a drink before dinner. Oh, it's nice to see you. What's the matter?
Well, it's not really a social call.
Now what have I done?
It's about Kevin.
Kath?
No, I must talk to you.
He hasn't sent you to speak for him, has he?
Oh, no, quite the reverse. No, he'd be furious if he knew I'd come here at all. I had to make up some silly lie about popping down the road to see if I had a letter being delivered.
Kevin is dead right there, love. Like I've told you before, this sort of thing is between the man and his workplace. And we can't have interested parties banging on the boss's door, pleading for the cause for workers, can we now? Eh? I mean, it'd look nice at British Leyland, wouldn't it, if mummy-laws went and banged on the managing director's offices to plead this sort of thing? Well, think about it.
It's not the same thing at all.
Well, it's the same difference.
You and I are in a different position from some factory worker's mother-in-law and a managing director. We're almost family.
Well, all the more reason to keep it strictly business-like. You must let me do business my way, Kath. Nothing else could possibly work.
Just thought it would be better all round.
We have no complaints, Harry. You must know that.
Oh, I've always done my best. No matter where or what the circumstances were.
We have nothing but admiration for the way that you've managed the garage.
Thank you, sir.
Harry, you're absolutely certain that you want to quit.
Not quitting, Mr. Chance. I don't quit. I make decisions. My only regret is that by leaving so abruptly, I'm presenting you and the garage with a bit of a problem.
No, don't worry about that.
You're very kind. I want to thank you also that you've agreed to waive the usual month's notice.
You don't have to thank me, Harry.
I must explain.
It's not necessary.
I think it's only right that you should know, and I'm sure, sir, that you'll understand.
Go on.
I feel that my position, my standing, my authority has been undermined by everything. By all that's happened here from first to last.
Nobody blames you, Harry.
Oh, I'm not talking about blame, sir. No, people were blaming me, casting aspersions. I could walk among them. I could ignore them, knowing what was in my head. I've never shut, sir. And I wouldn't be now if that was all it was. But... And I've tried to ignore this, pretend it isn't happening. It's the sympathy, the shaking of the heads, the look in the eyes, the pity. I can't live with that. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
I'd much rather start afresh. Come into a new situation as plain Harry Maguire. Let people accept me or ignore me for what I am.
I understand, Harry. and I will accept this as your formal resignation. You can leave whenever you like.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Miss Pollard.
right. That's me finished. Good night, Adam. You all right?
Just a session with Harry Maguire.
Oh, dear. How was he?
He's handed in his resignation.
Resignation? But why?
Oh, Miranda, he just can't cope anymore. He needs a change of scene.
Poor man.
Yes. You haven't seen Jill about anywhere, have you?
She had an appointment in town with Harrison.
Oh, no, she didn't have to do that. Ah, David, look, you spoke to Harrison only yesterday. We don't need two shareholders bothering the company law about the same thing. You think the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing.
Typical misunderstanding. I had intended to see Harrison. While I was having lunch, I saw McAllister at one of the other tables. Yeah, do you know McAllister? No, no reason why you should. He's an old friend. Brilliant legal mind, one of the best. So, I had a drink with him and a chat, and he gave me everything I wanted to know.
Right. Drink. That's what I need, my first tonight. If you see Jill, will you tell her, please, that I've gone to the bar?
Yes, of course.
I'm sorry. Was it important I actually speak to Harrison?
If you'll excuse me, I'll join Adam.
Tell you something, I'm starving. Let's see what's on. Oh, hello, yes. Could you send the menu through, please? Thanks. You hungry? Barbara? What are you thinking about?
Quite a few things, actually.
Like what?
Like what you just said to Adam, for instance. The misunderstanding about going to see Harrison.
What about it?
About meeting some legal beagle of your own instead.
Sounds as if you don't believe me.
No, I wonder why that should be.
All right, Barbara. What's wrong?
What's wrong? Your excuse for being late last night, for leaving me half the evening wondering where the hell you were, was because Harrison had insisted, after your long and protracted meeting, that you join him for a few drinks.
Did I say that?
You know you did.
Slip of the tongue.
What?
Not important, surely.
You went to see Harrison, you said. For a few hours, you said. Yesterday morning. And 12 hours later, you come back with some story that turns out to be a total lie. And that's not important.
I was tired, not thinking straight. What's the matter with that?
I don't believe you. David? Say something.
I have nothing to say. Nothing at all. I must sort this out in my own way. You mustn't worry.
Oh, David.
You must stop interrogating me. All I want is for you to leave me alone. That's all. Just leave me alone.